This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, April 15th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a time for a reverse aging health call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Michael Thomas is going to unveil some new formulations of the Halo system, new vials I'll let him explain when he comes on tonight. Divine abundance is our natural state of being. Every cell of your body is pulsating and vibrating with a super alive conscious energy right now. When you relax into your body, do you feel it? All your atoms are singing and dancing together. They are having a great party inside you. Your body is celebrating being alive in this universe. And if you look all around you with eyes of gratitude and wonder, all you will see is a massive display of creativity, energy, and abundance. We are all truly surrounded by abundance in every direction. Think about what actually had to happen for all these amazing material things to manifest themselves. Imagine all the time, creative energy, and love that went into seeding and growing all the plants, trees, gardens, flowers. Think about what had to occur for each of these houses, cars, TVs, computers, floors, streets, buildings, and entire cities to manifest. Think about all the sex that had to occur for all 8 billion people to be born living on this earth today. That's huge. Remember that everyone, including all plants, animals, sea creatures, were all born from an orgasm. Now, this is getting really exciting. It's truly amazing. And best of all, imagine that everything and everyone is here for your enjoyment. Now do you see the abundance that is all around you? Do you feel it? If you think abundance in life is all about the surplus of money in your bank or how expensive the things are that you own, you are deeply mistaken. Some of the most miserable people in this world are the most financially wealthy. They simply don't know how to feel this divine abundance. They don't know how to feel it. And they don't know that it is dancing inside them all day long. Real everlasting abundance comes from being in touch with the divine being who each of us truly are. That creative, loving, juicy, alive essence of who has the potential to vibrate, gyrate, and reach the highest frequencies of inner freedom. Even if you're struggling with money, just start to accepting the fact that in many ways, each of us already are living an abundant life. It's more fun and enjoyable than pretending that you're not. Enlightenment starts with choosing to see through a more expansive perception that makes us feel truly free. You can see that super rich and deeply appreciative being is growing and glowing inside us all right now. Now, see, a lot of people throughout this life and others have tried to figure out, read every book, looked at every form of meditation, tried every meditation, and every time they tried to do the meditation, it got noisier. Discipline is a way to rebel against the mundane world and break through the lazy norm. In order to make discipline a solid long-term habit, it is important to adopt a healthy state of rebelliousness and a solid sense of responsibility towards your dreams. Examine the thoughts that you repetitively think that you feel a need to rebel against. Amazing things occur when we are conscious and radical enough to break through the fear-based patterns that arise and responsible for taking action steps to actualize our desires. Even if it takes 10,000 baby steps to get there, that's what it takes. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And it is worth every moment of the journey. It is practicing our rebelliousness and responsibility to our lives that takes our vibration higher to achieving our dreams. Have you ever noticed that people who are struggling with their lives or are a walking complaint factory have zero discipline? They cannot shut off their minds or their mouths for at least even 10 seconds. They let their wild horses drag them in and out of the pig pens every day, creating a mess and stink for everyone. Most of these people are not conscious that they are being negative. They're not. They're not aware they're negative. They think life is a constant struggle and that it is exactly what they create. If you're not experiencing a positive state of mind every morning and throughout the day, your mind is not disciplined yet. When your wild horses have gone through 90 days of training to remain in the here and now, you will have achieved a great level of mind mastery. As this happens, you are freed from your mind's obsessive chattering, incessant analyzing, dissecting, and chomping on trivial information. The more you train the mind, the easier it becomes to realize that the disciplined mind is the freed mind. The disciplined mind is the freed mind. Through the years, people have given many excuses for not meditating daily. All of these excuses are based on fear and exemplify a lack of focus and commitment to manifesting the ultimate dream life. A few of these excuses sound like, I cannot meditate alone. I tried it many times and it didn't work. I'm not sure if I'm not doing it right. I cannot sit still for 5 minutes. I'm too old or out of shape to sit on the floor. And I don't like to sit and do nothing. An excuse is a proclamation of our lack of power. An excuse is a proclamation of our lack of power. Drop it. Fill that empty hole with a curiosity, courage, and decision to create any reality you desire, you want. By holding on to your excuses, you create more difficulty in awakening the manifesting magnet within you. When your mind is disciplined to be here now, in the now, you will be able to remain focused on what you want, and you will experience less suffering and resistance in this life. If you think discipline is hard for you, think about how much more painful it is to not achieve your dreams. If you absolutely cringe when you hear the word discipline, it is time to explore the secrets that will help you transcend it and even love this powerful force. The first secret is to turn all discipline into devotion. Turn all discipline into devotion. What if the act of being disciplined was more like making love, and you simply were excited about what you were doing and devoted to experiencing it, no matter what distractions happen? Olympic athletes are a prime example of what a devoted mind can create. Their love for winning the gold medal is much bigger than the painful discipline of their training routine. Their motivation comes from a place of love for their life dream, making them devoted to doing their best. The second secret is to acknowledge where you are already disciplined and how that creates freedom in your life. Think about the mindset you accessed when you manifested the 3 greatest accomplishments of your life. What motivated you to achieve those experiences, and what actions did you take to physically accomplish them? Disciplined actions are the foundation for a strong, successful mindset. They are the roots which provide nourishment for your wings to take flight. Discipline will not lead to freedom unless you decide that you are choosing to follow through with your intentions based on your free will. Why do you want to be disciplined? Why do you want to be disciplined? Just because someone said you should? That won't work in the long run. Think about all the benefits you will receive with the discipline. What will your life be like in 3 years from maintaining this practice? Perhaps the reason you seek discipline is to be the master of your life instead of being at the whim of every cold breeze that blows your way. Explore your motivation for staying committed to your manifesting agenda. It is your turn to get excited and see what you are about to manifest. The third secret to disciplining yourself is to call upon the power of your inner enforcer. This is the part of you that naturally pushes and encourages you to do things. This is your willpower. Your enforcer is deeply in touch with those feelings around reaching your desire. There is a burning desire inside you, inside your enforcer, to achieve your dream. It is hard to access your enforcer when you have been unmotivated and undisciplined for many months and years. If this sounds like you, your enforcer may be out of shape and require a new workout. By employing your enforcer frequently, you will gain momentum and create many results in your world. Here's a meditation that will awaken your inner enforcer and help get you motivated to create a life that you love. And it's simply put, the enforcer meditation. Take 3 deep breaths into your belly and ask the universe to support you in getting in touch with your inner enforcer. Now imagine in front of you a door leading to a magical place where you will meet your enforcer. What does your door look like? Reach for the doorknob. Open the door. Walk into the enforcer's home. What do you notice in this room? What do you see on the walls? Now call out to your enforcer. Notice a figure walking towards you. It's your inner enforcer. What does he or she look like? Look at their feet. What are they wearing? Notice their legs. What are they wearing? Observe the expression on his or her face. Do they have anything in their hands? If they did have something, what would it be? Your enforcer has a gift for you. Notice what it is for and how it will help you. It's a gift that will help you get in touch with your willpower. Thank your enforcer for the gift. Keep it close to your heart. Now ask your enforcer to support you in achieving and realizing the goals on your manifesting agenda. Say to your enforcer, please guide me to take action when I am weak, wavering, or stuck. Please guide me to take action when I am weak, wavering, or stuck. Listen to his or her response until you hear a yes. Listen to how your enforcer speaks to you. How does he or she motivate you? What sorts of things does he or she tell you to do? Notice the empowering messages he or she is saying to you and the energy he or she is giving you. Perhaps you hear them saying, you can do it. Go for it. I believe in you. Just go do it. It is time to have some real fun in your life. So get off your butt and make it happen now. Use your inner enforcer to push you out of bed when you need it and to help you complete projects in your life that are left unfinished. Communicate with your enforcer as frequently as you like. You can call upon him or her anytime you need to get motivated, yet feel something holding you back. Notice how it feels to have this powerful support in your life. Give gratitude to yourself for being open to new guidance and helping to get your life moving in a positive direction. This is a good quote from Mary Case. No pressure, no diamonds. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies we're in, because we know we're not the body, we're not the character, we're not the name, we're not the personality, we're not our status, we're not our belongings. We are the God within these bodies. We are the God force. We're source creation. We're the kingdom of God. We're the heaven. And the only way you're going to relax the body, not artificially, but naturally, through the breath. Through the breath. The breath is divine positive energy. We enter these bodies, we know that. We're gods, we enter the bodies. We're pure energy, pure conscious energy. Subconscious, conscious, beyond, love. So we enter them, we power them up. Now, we sustain them to a certain extent. Lungs go online, blood flowing, pumping, everything, heart pumping. And we have breath, oxygen. Now, the air is provided by the elementals. So there's some of the elementals that if these bodies didn't have the elementals, then what would happen? We would be forced to leave them. So the breath sustains the body so we can stay in it and experience it. And it relaxes the body. And it eases the stress, tension, fear, all of that ego mind motivated stuff. So as we breath in through the nose, nice and easy, slowly, and breath out through the mouth, nice and easy and slowly, we still the ego mind and the subconscious mind. We still them, which means we leave them alone. We don't interact with them. We don't entertain them. And in the now, through the breath, the ego mind doesn't exist, nor the subconscious mind. We are moment to moment. We're only focused moment to moment. We're not running around with having the ego mind lead us into the material, physical world, chasing things, trying to get things. We're not judging others, evaluating others. We're in the now. This is how we learn about the ego mind and how to master the ego mind and subconscious mind. This is how we learn. It's the only way. Others have tried many different ways to no avail. This is the only way. It's also the only way for the inner journey, the journey within. There is no other way. Many have been tried. It's focusing on the breath, being in the now, and listening to the breath. You're not judging. You're not worrying, you're not stressing, you're not fearing. That's all the ego mind. And all the noise chatter that we have that mind chatter. All of us do. It's gone. It's gone. Now, someone to say to you, hey, Jane, what are you going to do tomorrow? Jane would not know what she was going to do tomorrow. That would be the future. Okay? It's easy for us to do it, and none of us are exempt from it. Or Bill, where do you see yourself in a year? Bill wouldn't be able to answer that question. Nowhere near that question. A year from now is the future. Future hadn't been created. You see what we do? You see what the ego mind does? It's tricky. A tricky little devil. Anything to keep us out of the now. And the now is our power. It's our power. So it's important for all of us to practice discipline from the perspective to always be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with oneself. To always be in the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. Where you just automatically stop during the course of the day to remind yourself how deeply grateful you are that you're in this now and for everything around you and everything that you are. It has nothing to do with what's going on around you. So be in a state of deep gratitude always. Even when you're so tizzied or stretched or irritated or worried or fearful, that's when it's paramount. What am I grateful for? Now, we put out 60,000 thoughts plus a day, each of us. Those thoughts, not that we have an accounting of each and every one of them, but we do. We send them out. That's why we get some of them that manifest, right, into reality. And we go, where did that come from? It was one of your thoughts you sent to the universe, and the universe answered it. Now, we have tens of billions of thoughts that fly by like clouds in the sky, and for the most part, they're not ours. They're not our thoughts. They're everyone else's throughout the ages floating around the planet. They're programs. And see, none of us are exempt from this. We float off in the now, 1 minute, next minute, you're somewhere else. And these rogue thoughts feel like they're ours because the ego mind attaches them, and we go, wow, this has got to be my thought. And it isn't. And then we get to the point where you start to identify them. This is not my thought. Okay? And it literally strengthens your ability and your discipline to identify these things so that you can dismiss them. You can literally meet them, embrace them, and watch them vaporize. So every time that happens, we can just say, not a biggie. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which is every time. Now, when you look into the body that's not you, and you're in this body, you look in the body, you look around, you see these 7 lights coming from your tailbone to the top of your head. Now, these are very vibrant, beautiful. Each one's a different color. They're much more vibrant than the colors on this planet. And what are they? On this planet, they're called chakras. And the definition of chakra is wheel. So these are wheels of light, so to speak. And they're spirit etheric energy. We are spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. So we flow through the body. We know, as the gods that we are about these bodies, we know every single smidgen, right down to the quantum quark of these bodies, all the functions, all the energies, everything. by acknowledging that, we're 50% of the way there on our inward journey to discover that we are the power of healing of these bodies. And eventually, we will come to a point where, in a blink of the eye, we'll be able to heal these bodies. You're standing in front of three paths, and you're standing in the center one, which is the now. One on the left, past. One on the right, future. But, we look at the past. We look at them to see is there any difference in them. But not really, because we see that the trees have formed a canopy over each path. These gold shimmering leaves and branches and bark. And the path itself is a vibrantly bright emerald green flaming grass. Appears to be grass. But we do notice that the one on the left, the past, is very worn, and the one on the right, the future, is very worn. And the one we're standing on looks almost brand new. Now, we all go into the past. It's fun. We reminisce. We review things that were really fun. It could be a song that starts us to go into that library and reminisce. But see, our library of subconscious mind is massive. It's unending. It's not like a little small room. It's huge for each of us. So we'll go in there. We'll open the door, turn on the lights, and we'll go over the shelves and we'll pick up some movies and some pictures and some books. And we'll sit in the easy chair and then we'll read a little bit of the books, look a little bit of the pictures, and watch a little bit of the movies. And it's fun to do this because, I think we're all nostalgic at certain times for certain things. It's like the old adage, one person's junk is another person's treasure. So every one of us have a different perspective. But some of us in the past, right? I don't believe it's conscious. I believe it's unconscious. They'll stay there too long. They stay there so long that they end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist. They create that future from that past, and they relive that past in that future. And they find themselves saying, no matter what we do, we always end up here. No matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, the future, none of us are exempt from that either. Even most don't know that the future is created in the now. So they think the future is already out there and that they're going to go and explore it and they're going to get some answers. They want answers. One answers a certain thing. And a lot of it is about what? There's three things that most inquire about for themselves. Their physical well-being, not necessarily in the order I explain it. Their romantic lives, and money. And they all want to know one of those, a couple, or all of them. When? When am I going to have this? When is this going to happen for me? When am I going to be well enough and happy and healthy enough to be happy? When am I going to have enough money to be happy? When are these things going to happen for me? So we don't get answers because the answers are within us and the journey within. So we look for external authority. Psychics, astrologers, and many different forms of readers. And so they'll tell us things as we ask them. Could be tarot card reading, could be crystal reading, could be anything. And so we're intent on listening. And they tell us what's going to happen to a certain extent. Now, some of us will just go, with a grain of salt. Others will take it to heart. And what they don't realize is that they'll create it. They'll create it from the information that's given to them. They'll manifest it. Now, not necessarily are they consciously aware of manifesting it, but they'll manifest it. And then it happens for them. Okay? Now, the other ones, they take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes it might happen, other times it may not. And then if it doesn't happen, what happens? Suffer, disappointment, irritation, the feeling of being let down. So we're susceptible to these things. when we're not in the now. Now, when we're not in the now, we suffer. We suffer. All of us do. When we're not in the now, when we're jumping to the future and the past, back and forth, and hopping over the now. And the reason that is because the ego mind is keeping us out of the now as much as it can. Because it doesn't exist in the now. All the more reason and discipline to stay in the now. It doesn't matter if you float off out of it. You know how to get back to it or into it. Now, if you looked at this planet, if you took a walk, you knew you were the God in the body's earth, the God is heaven, heaven's not a place, that's the matrix trick, heaven is you in that body, you would know that every step you took, you were creating paradise because you're consciously aware to a certain extent. What does consciously aware mean? It means that you know that you're of and from the highest to the deepest, 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 purest, 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 eternal love. You know you are. So you know that the thing that you will always do is spread the paradise that you are. And you will walk and create paradise every step you take, and you will shine your light. It's a natural state of being. And your light emanates from the God that you are within the body that is pure love, pure consciousness. It is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. So we're transforming this planet into a God planet paradise. It's what it is. It's what it was intended to be before the evil descended upon it. And so shall it be. A God planet paradise. So if you took a starship off planet and you waited until the Earth was about the size of a basketball, and you looked at it, and you'd see that it was a brilliant, glowing planet. I mean, come on, there's 8 billion humanoids on the planet with gods in them, not including all the trees and all the other physical forms that gods are in, experiencing those forms. Now, we have parts of us, gods that we are, that are asleep. We deeply love them. They're part of us. But they don't participate. They'll wake in their own time. Then we have parts of us that are awake, consciously aware to a certain extent. Now, this includes all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. The archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Vedantia, Pel, Tha, Yahweh, Yeshua. All of our loved ones who've ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath it. All the off-worlders, celestial, galactics. And we're in such number, literally. And we're all one at the same time. So there's no separation. That's the illusion. It doesn't matter if there are parts of us 9,000 billion light years away. We're one. We always will be. Always have been. Ever, beyond, and forever. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. The archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other. Although the gods within them and the gods within us are one. Now, they give us all kinds of messages because they're helping us with our amnesia. But one of the main ones, and the main one, is Isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And you'll meet them, and it's not like you know that, well, I'm talking with an angel. It's after. It's after the interaction. It's after the conversation. It could be a random conversation. It could be someone stocking the shelves in a store and starts up a conversation with you out of the clear blue. But they try to shake us a bit so that we are aware of our amnesia. So we do have inclinings of remembering who and what we are. Because we don't, how do we have a reference? We don't. We don't have it. We don't remember. So we come into these baby bodies, and we have residual for about 5, 6 years, 7 maybe, and then it's gone in most cases, and we're starting over. And then we have our character, our personality, and then we just experience life. But we don't know who and what we are. Because we and you know, it's kind of a conundrum, because do you think any of us would be doing what we're doing right now in this very moment exactly as we live our lives day to day if we knew who and what we were, what we are? Be interesting, wouldn't it? Because, see, out of the body, we're pure energy. We're pure God, light, love, force energy. The highest vibrational frequency. And we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't go to the bathroom, we don't do any of that stuff. We don't make love, we don't kiss, we don't hold hands. We don't eat, we don't drink. We don't laugh, we don't cry. We don't touch, we don't feel. Think about all these things, okay? What we do is we take it for granted because we have no comparison. We don't know who and what we are. And then by the time we wake up enough and we leave the body, we go, oh, crap. I spent most of my life stressing, worrying, fearing. That's what most of my life was taken up with, in that physical form. Wow. See, then we say we aren't going to do it again, right? And then, of course, we lose our memory and we start all over again. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of millions, tens of billions, infinity numbers. And ask them, if you want to ask them, they'll be there in a blink of a minute, and you'll be in bliss. Now, the off-worlders, galactic, celestials, over 1,000 species, civilizations, travel through the solar system every day. And remember, the solar system has over 160 planets. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We're familiar with a small group: Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Feline, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilians, Golden Pyramid, Avian. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now we have light energy beings. There are different light spectrums on this planet. Because of the eyes that we have, we only see 1% of what is. But they're there in the red, infrared, the violet, the ultraviolet, the super blue and green, the ultra colors. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, which we don't see. But there is a group that we're familiar with, and these bodies that we're in are highly dependent on part of this group. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, wood, ether. The mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Now, you ask your body, can you survive without air? Well, we all know that's a given. No. What about soil, earth? What about water? What about fire? What about wood? What about ether? No, we would be forced to leave these bodies prematurely. Body's highly dependent. Just like the trees are dependent. Just everything. All life is fed by God, force, love, light, energy in many different forms. Have you ever thought what it would be like to know what it's like to be fire? To know what it's like to be water, air. And all of this is focused on this planet, Earth Gaia Arya, this now, for its complete liberation and elimination of dark matter, lower survival matter frequencies, into the highest of the highest high, deep eternal love. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. We're all love. And we're all God. And our God, force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, continues to intensify, grow, and expand. No escape from it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. We immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. And this emanates from the kingdom of God, the heaven, you in that body, all of us in these bodies. It is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And this light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. Not only that, it would take 1 trillion billion suns to even come close to its brightness. You can picture all those suns, right? And you hold the brightness of the gods that we are, and those suns will pale in comparison. Now we begin to descend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, this isn't like an ocean of glitter you'd see on this planet. It's way beyond that. So we come up with things that we've experienced on this planet that, intensified enough, can come close to describing the ocean of glitter, such as a grand finale fireworks display, 1 trillion times more spectacular than the ones we've seen on this planet. And the same with the laser light show, grand finale display. And then the ballroom globe that all light shined upon, it floods everything. This one's 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense, as all three are. We combine them into a massive crescendo. And that, when we watch through our heart, minds, motion pictures, that's as close as we'll get to the description of the ocean of glitter. And we're curious, so we explore the reflecting points, which are everywhere. The tiny microscopic mirrors, perfectly etched. We enter them and we discover that we're teaching each other, learning from each other, infinity and beyond. No matter, see, all of us, forever that we're taught that the tree was life, and we were separate from the tree. Not so. Some of us gods decide to inhabit other physical forms to just experience what it's like to be in that physical form. So the tree, the God enters the tree, gives the tree life. God is life, right? And so then the God nurtures and supports the tree so it can sustain the god. And then the other gods, inhabiting elementals and everything, sustain the tree from the earth, from the soil, from the air. And to show you how close we are, these bodies that we inhabit need oxygen. The trees need carbon dioxide. The trees breathe out oxygen, we breathe in oxygen. We breathe out carbon dioxide, they breathe in carbon dioxide. Think about that. The synergy there is absolutely spectacular. No separation, none whatsoever. And any of you want to know what it's like to be any physical form? Go into a meditative state with your easy breath. Focus on the now. And for a brief moment, you'll know exactly what it's like to be that physical form. Now we continue to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. Now it's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this humongous golden white ball of light. In turn, it is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. And this creates this massive, super bright, white, glittering, reflecting, sparkling, misty cloud. It in turn is absorbed into our heart minds, right through our chest, right through our hearts. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. Now we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we discover that all of that is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. We look at the top of this tower. We designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond. What is golden ocean? It's pure, deep, eternal love. And it's flooding, saturating, permeating this planet head to toe, inside and out. 24/7, infinity and beyond. It's never ending. And you can see through your heart mind's motion picture all of the blackest that's coming off the planet, leaving the surface, leaving the atmosphere. All of it, everywhere you look, you can see it. It looks like a liquid vapor almost. And it's the blackest black you've ever viewed. And you notice it up high as you look up, as you see, where is this dark matter going? And the sky is not the sky. It is this beautiful, vibrant, golden white pink light. And the white is the brilliance. And all you can see is the brilliance. And as you watch, as this dark matter moves into the white, the bright, it is no more. It is completely dismantled and eliminated. It's gone permanently. This is what's happening every split second. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean, and the golden ocean is the drops. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion that we all are faced with is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It sets center circle. We created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds nearly 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Now think about that. Hundreds of millions of us awake, consciously aware to a certain extent, focusing on this planet and its complete liberation. Every day, 7 days a week, sometimes once in a while, twice a day. Every single day for over 4 years. Imagine the intensity and the power that has been built up in those 4 years for the liberation of this planet. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to grow, intensify, and expand. Now you can plug into the sphere any time you choose. The mind cannot keep up with consciousness. It is too fast for the mind. The mind is always getting caught in the past and the future. When you are totally in the moment, there is no mind. You're sitting and being silent, being open to everything and resisting nothing. Realize that it is coming from either a fear of loss or a fear of separation from the source. The meditative mind happens once the feeling of whatever you want to change is fully experienced and dissolved. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Slow, easy. Be still. Enlightenment occurs in the instant when everything in your mind is completely at ease. Completely stop all worries and concerns. Cancel all negative thoughts the moment they arise. Just let you be you and notice your pure, untainted consciousness. Be present to the river of moments in existence in this externally flowing yet infinite, silent, still universe. We took a little bit longer today so you can immerse in the visualization of the liberation of the planet and stay in deep silence a little bit longer. We will return here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call with Michael Thomas of Halo. And we will return here tomorrow, Saturday, April 16th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation calls.